This may be the best special edition ever made for any book ever. This book is of a classic. This book has foiling, gilded edges. It has 60 special art pieces made just for the book. I don't even know how to talk about this because it's just so brilliant.
I think it's brilliant.
But before I show you the book, I need to talk to you about the business itself. The company's name is Bond & Grace, and they're a women-owned business, and they focus on classic literature. So what this company produces are high-end art novels. Now, you're like, what the heck is an art novel? You're probably like, what, art novel? I mean, can it just be a novel with some art in it? No. This is an art novel. Every single detail of this book is a piece of art, like the fonts, the covers, the pictures inside. It's just incredible what these are. So when you think of a normal special edition book, like this one here, Scarlet, this is by Genevieve Cogman. This is a book by Goldsboro Books, and this is a special edition. It's got a few pieces here, and I think there's some art maybe on. Yeah, no art on the cover at all. So this is just kind of a simplified special edition book that's signed by the author. So you think of this as special edition. This is not what you're gonna get. You're gonna get something 1,000 times better, I can guarantee you. So we don't need this anymore. Perfect. Bond & Grace spends so much time making their books absolutely perfect that it actually takes them 1 year per book. So since this is their second book, that means they've been open for 2 years already, but only have spent time on 2 books. And not to mention, the ladies who run this business are amazing. Here's a link to an interview I did with 2 of the business owners, and it was just a really great conversation. You'll get to hear a little bit more about the thought and the reasoning behind why they started this company, and also just all that goes into it and the quality of the book and just lots of great stuff. So definitely check out this interview. So this is actually the art novel. I know what you're thinking, whoa, that is a big book, and you'd be right. Not only are you gonna be able to buy the art novel itself, which has all the different individual pieces, but you could also buy the original art that the artist made for this book on their website. Plus they're gonna come out with different merchandise to go with the book's theme. So I have not opened this yet, but I wanna do that on camera with you right now and take a look inside. All right, we're getting inside now.
That's what she said.
And I know that you're dying to know, what is this book? It's got a moon on it. Can you guess? I'll give you 5 seconds. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is the box that the book lives in. And so what this is intended to do is put on your coffee table, and the box will protect it from spilled coffee or spilled foods or whatever else you want to put on top of the box. It will not damage it, but it can still sit there and look beautiful. And as you can see, it's got a moon on it that reflects in the light. Plus on the spine, you're gonna see the word Frankenstein by Shelley Kelly right here in foil. And it says art novel by Bond & Grace. Next, of course, we need to open it. We interrupt your broadcast to ask you to do one thing. Please subscribe to this channel. Help me continue to make more videos by subscribing and liking this video. Now let's get back to the show. Well, that was weird. Let's open up and see what's inside this now. Yeah. So inside, you're gonna immediately find protection layer that matches the color theme and style of the book. It's really soft. I could use this as a pillow. But as you can see right here, I will flip it up for you. This is Frankenstein. As one of the first, if not the first sci-fi novel ever written, this deserves a place on your shelf. So here are some of the details of this book. This book has a width of 10 inches by a length of 13 inches. It is a total of 374 pages. It's hard-covered with foil embossing and vegan leather spine. So the pages are hand-sewn and the binding is hand-sewn, and it's created by independent book design team. There are over 13 different artists who helped this book come together. So when you open up your book, you're gonna see that you have a numbered edition. There will only be 500 of the full art novel available, but they actually will have another version that's less expensive. It just won't be quite as special as this one. It'll still have a lot of the same art and the same story inside. It's just not gonna be quite like this. But as you can see, I got number 7. I am very excited about this. I have never gotten a number so close to number 1 from a special edition in my life, and I think this is really exciting to have number 7. You'll find that it also has a nice bed right here on the inside with a special secret compartment. Oh! This is the most beautiful letter opener I have ever seen. Let's take a closer look. So this dagger is stunning. It just has really beautiful like etching and engraving and all sorts of wonderful like metalwork done on top of it. It looks old, it looks Frankenstein-y, and I am just very happy and surprised to see this in here because I was not expecting something like this. My first impression looking at the cover is this is unlike any version of Frankenstein I have ever seen. Usually when you see Frankenstein books, you're seeing some sort of monster figure, maybe even the green Frankenstein monster himself, which I don't know if you know this or not. If you grew up thinking that Frankenstein was the monster, Frankenstein was actually the one who created the monster, so the mad scientist.
Give my creation life!
The monster is just the monster. He has no name other than Frankenstein's monster. But looking at this cover, it's made of just this beautiful material. It's very smooth. This feels high quality. Not to mention the spine is actually made of leather, and you can tell where they've merged the leather and the paper cover. Really nice board. It has a really nice heft to it. Like, this is thick. This isn't just like your average hardback board plate in here. But when you look at the spine, you're gonna see that it's got some gold foiling on the leather, which that is not as easy as gold foiling on other things, just mind you. So that's just a beautiful detail on this. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of, I've never been a huge proponent of breaking a word up into several pieces onto multiple lines. They've actually done this on 3 lines, so it reads as Fran, Can, Steen. And so, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea, but it does look really good and it fills the space nicely. I can't imagine that if it was the full word, it would have been hard to fit on the cover straight across without being really tiny. And so, anyway, to each their own. I'm okay with it. It still looks great. Let's keep going. When you open the book, you're gonna find a custom end paper. Now, this end paper has some really nice art on it, but on the next page, you're gonna see the numbered edition that this copy is. This is 007 of 500. Okay, now we're getting into the contents of the story. I'm not gonna take the time to show you every page, every piece of art, because I want you to consider buying this book and just seeing it for yourself. It is so incredibly gorgeous. There are sections that are just meant for the art, like this is really very thin, see-through, transparent type paper with some art on it that really just feels like you're going through kind of like a veil into the world of Frankenstein. They have actually laid the novel out in handwriting, and again, it's on that parchment paper that we found at the beginning. This book is filled with footnotes that give information about the book and insights into it, and just really helpful information for someone who wants to read this but dig a little deeper into the actual meaning of the book itself. Every piece of art in here is so unique and so beautiful. As you're going through, you're gonna be like me, where you're just blown away by just how incredibly beautiful this book is. And I'm telling you what, this is just ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how to react to this book. It's just so nice. So another beautiful thing about this is the book isn't just straight through the book. As you read through the story, you're gonna be broken up into pieces that talk about the insights into the story, into the works of art, quotes by the artists and the pieces of art themselves. And these books are just a full journey. Now that is a special edition of Frankenstein. Was this book successful outside of the art itself? Does this book communicate what it needs to communicate and do the job of what a reader like myself or someone who is in love with Frankenstein or classic literature would want from a special edition of Frankenstein? Going through and just seeing all the different elements that the book pulls together, from the creative aspect of different minds. You're not seeing a book that's translated by one person, interpreted by one person. You are seeing a collective of people who've come together, they've read the book together, and they've said, what are the important parts to this book and how can we display that artistically from their perspective? And I think that that was done exceptionally well. And while I am one who loves a good, like, just straightforward, you know, fantasy art where you see the detail from what's being said on the page, I think the abstractness of this book is just really meant for someone who really wants to think about the story and not be told about the story. So the next question I know you're dying to ask is, what is the cost of this book? And hold on to your socks. The book itself is actually gonna set you back $495. Oh, I know it's a lot of money. I know that you can get other books for significantly less that are also special editions. But seriously, did you see what's inside this book? Did you see the team that made this book possible? This is not a $75 book. This is not a $200 book. This is certainly a $500 book. So while this is the numbered, like special edition copy, you can actually get a cheaper version of this for $195. Now, this does not come with as beautiful of a cover as this, does not have the vegan leather and some of the other different aspects, but it does still have all the same art inside. I don't know if all the pages are the same, so I don't know if you'll get the see-through designs and some of the more interactive elements to this book. But if you're someone who still would love a beautiful copy of this with all the thought and intentionality that went into a book like this with the extra content, then you could still get this for $195 instead of $495. Oh, and you also won't get this, which, you know, this is really nice. So thinking back to what I'm gonna rate the special edition book company, they definitely have a 10 of 10 on creativity and design. The content inside the book is certainly a 10 of 10. It's not just a straight copy from a normal Frankenstein book thrown into a nice outside cover. The one downside I'd say that this book probably has is cost-wise. Yes, you're getting a lot for this. It's definitely worth this much money. But as someone who wants to collect more than just one book, you know, every couple years, I would say that I'm probably gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10 for the price. Yes, again, it's worth it, but it's just so dang expensive. And so this special edition company, I would say, has an overall rating of 9 out of 10. Not only are you getting a beautiful product, it might be a little expensive, but you're also just getting a work of art that is really gonna last you forever if you take care of it. So what do you think? Do you think this matches up with the most incredible special edition book you have ever seen in your life? Or do you think I'm wrong about that? I'd love to hear your comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to keep doing more videos like this so that you can learn about more book subscription companies and more special edition companies and just special editions in general. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, do all the fun things like that. It'd be great. If you want to learn more about special editions and learn about other companies that have beautiful books kind of like this, you can definitely check out one of these videos. Also,